Congratulations, everybody! A very exciting news. FDA approved new Botox. Now, is it a good thing? Do we need another one? Well, let's talk about that. I'm Dr. Konstantin. I'm a facial plastic surgeon and a facelift expert. And today we're going to talk about the new product on the market, the new Botox. Now, most people know what Botox is. Not many people remember that there are other medications like Botox. Xeomin, Jeuveau, Dysport, all of them are very similar to Botox. They have the same longevity of result and pretty much work exactly the same. So this new one, and it's called Daxxify, it's different. The company claims that it lasts twice as much as Botox, which of course is a good thing. Now, there are definitely some downside to the medication lasting longer, and there are definitely some questions that doctors who do these injections on a regular basis, some questions that we want to answer before we start using it on a regular basis and before we start recommending it to our patients and before we replace Botox with something that might be better or not. Now, let's look what those questions are. So why wouldn't it be good that the medication actually lasts longer? After all, it gets rid of your wrinkles. So wouldn't you want your wrinkles to go away and not come back for quite a while? Well, that's definitely true. But at the same time, people who just starting to use Botox, they're not quite sure what results they're looking for. They might get something that they don't like and they say, hey, I want this to go away. With Botox, takes typically 1 to 2 months for it to start fading away. But if the medication lasts twice as long as Botox, it's going to take 2, 3, 4 months, maybe even longer potentially, for the results of the injection to start dissipating. So if you get the injections and you don't like the results, you're really gonna wait for quite a while before you start looking in the mirror and feeling happy about yourself again. So the second point that I want to bring up is that the study that showed that this medication lasts longer than Botox was done into the frown lines. And of course, this is a very common area to inject Botox. And the dosage that they used was twice of the typical Botox injection. Now, if we use the same units of Botox, inject to the same area, and we make it just more concentrated, we might actually produce the same result. Botox is just going to last longer if you inject more units and make it more concentrated. Now, why we don't do it on a regular basis? Why not just inject the whole thing and just use a very large amount and people would come back every 6 months instead of every 3 to 4 months? Well, the reason for that is because most people want to get natural results. So unlike the old days when everyone's face was frozen with Botox, now people want to be able to express emotions. They want to be able to smile, raise their eyebrows. Now, frown lines is different. Frowning is something that you can get rid of and not miss it. But other parts of the face, you definitely want some mobility if you want to look natural. So the study that was done on frown lines does not really translate to the same effect in other areas, because in other areas, doctor might start using small amount of this medication, and then of course it would not last as long. Number 3, the price point. This medication lasts twice as long, but what if you have to pay twice as much for it? Then you're really not gaining anything. So we don't know how expensive it's going to be, and that will definitely determine how much people will use this. And the last one is a little bit more technical. So the company uses some proteins there in the preparation of this new medication, and proteins is something that can potentially cause allergies. And I personally, in my practice, never seen people getting allergic to Botox injections, and so as most of my friends and colleagues who do exactly the same thing. But if there are highly concentrated proteins that are in this new medication, not just you can have potential allergies or potential immune reaction to this medication because of those proteins, but you might develop resistance to all of those Botox-related medications down the road. So you get the injections done, you develop immune reaction to one product, and that might sensitize your immune system to all the other products. Now, this is just a potential side effect. This is not something that I would expect to happen. Hopefully, it would never happen. But this is one of the things that we definitely have to be mindful of. In conclusion, well, the more the better. The new medication, Daxxify, may not be perfect. It may not be as much better than Botox as the company wants us to believe. But at the same time, we all want competition. We want different products that compete for consumers on the market. They're making their products better and better, and they start reducing the prices. This is where consumers are going to benefit from it. And I think this addition to the line of Botox-like medications will definitely going to be a step in the right direction.